Social emotional learning is more important than ever. So today I want to share with you 5 different books that you can share in your classroom to talk about different SEL skills with your students. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sara, and I show up every Sunday night on this YouTube channel with read-aloud tips and book ideas for you to take into your classroom that week. If that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and then hit that red subscribe button down below. International SEL Day is coming up on March 26th. The purpose of this day is for schools to promote, advocate for, and support SEL. Social emotional learning is so important and makes a huge difference within students' lives. Social emotional learning can be broken up into 5 different competencies, and this comes from the Collaborative for Academic, Social, and Emotional Learning. Those 5 competencies are self-awareness, social awareness, responsible decision-making, self-management, and relationship skills. So today I want to share with you a book that goes along with each one of these 5 competencies. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. I have a huge freebie that you'll be able to download that I know will be helpful for you when talking about SEL skills in your classroom and using picture books. By incorporating social emotional learning into the classroom, we're helping our students develop strong relationships, learn to make positive choices, and become thoughtful, empathetic citizens. It will help you truly build a community in your classroom. So let's check out some of those books. One of the ways that we can help our students establish and maintain positive relationships with others is by showing them how important it is to include others. And one of my favorite books that I use for this is Strictly No Elephants. And I've mentioned this book before, but in this story, a young boy has a pet elephant and he wants to join the pet club. He's so excited to go to the pet club and bring his pet elephant. But when he gets there, there's a sign on the door that says, Strictly No Elephants. So he's really sad and he meets up with a young girl who has a skunk for a pet, and she thinks they're not going to want to include me either. So the two of them band together and they create their own club, and anybody and any pet is welcome into their club. A great one to share with your students to show the power of including others. The next competency that we're going to jump into is social awareness, and part of this is showing kindness to others. So one of my favorite books to use for this is the book Be Kind. In this story, a young girl spills grape juice all over herself at lunchtime at school, and another student in the class sees this and really wants to help her out, and it causes her to wonder, what does it mean to show kindness? So as we go through the book, the girl talks about different specific examples of how we can show kindness towards other people in our everyday lives. And one of my favorite parts about this book is that it really gives concrete examples for students that they can take out and use right away, and it will build conversations with your class about other ways that they can brainstorm ways to show kindness towards others. I have a freebie that goes along with this book, and you can check it out in this video right here. It's a full lesson plan that goes along with the book, including the discussion questions and hands-on activities that you can do with your class to really engage them in this story and bring this social emotional learning skill to life in your classroom. Another important SEL skill for your students to learn is self-management. And this is all about helping students understand how to regulate their emotions, their thoughts, their feelings, and their behaviors. One of the important strands under self-management is perseverance. And one of my favorite books to use to talk about perseverance is Drum Dream Girl. Drum Dream Girl is inspired by a true story of a young girl who lives in Cuba at a time when girls were not allowed to play drums. But this is her dream, to become a drummer. And so as the story goes on, you'll see how she perseveres and is able to achieve that dream. A truly inspiring story for your students. Underneath the competency of self-awareness comes strengths and challenges. And we all know how important that is for students to understand that they are going to face challenges, but that they have strengths within them that will help them overcome those challenges in order to succeed. Another one of my favorite characters that I like to talk about when it comes to strengths and challenges is Jabari. In Jabari Jumps, a young boy really wants to go off the high dive. He wants to jump off that high dive so badly, but it's a little scary, especially once he gets all the way to the top of the ladder and looks down. As he goes through the story, he talks with his dad, and his dad helps reassure him that he is strong and that sometimes he might need to take a step back and think about it. But then Jabari realizes he can do it, and he's so excited and he does jump off the high dive in the end. And I also have a free lesson plan to go along with Jabari jumps, and you can grab that in the video right here. I'll also leave a link in the description box down below. The lesson plan comes with a teacher guide along with discussion questions and hands-on engaging activities for you to do with your students to talk about strengths and challenges that go along with the book Jabari Jumps. And there's actually a new Jabari book, and that is Jabari Tries, and that's another one that would be good for perseverance, so check that one out as well. The last social emotional learning competency that we're going to talk about today is responsible decision making. And part of decision making is problem solving, which is so important for students to learn and helping them not only figure out their problems, but how to solve them as well. So a brand new book that I found to go along with problem solving is Una. Una and her friend Otto love to search for treasure underneath the sea, but they often run into trouble instead. And there is one thing, one piece of treasure that they just can't get. And it's this beautiful crown. And Una and Otto really love this crown, and they really need to problem solve to figure out how they can get that crown. I won't give away the ending, but definitely pick up this brand new book to talk with your students about problem solving in the classroom. And if you're interested, I have a huge collection of interactive read-alouds that you can use to teach SEL skills using picture books in your classroom. Each one of these comes with a teacher guide along with discussion questions that you can print right on Post-it notes and stick in the book so that they're ready to go, as well as hands-on engaging activities that will help bring the SEL skill to life and really help your students connect and understand what they are learning. I'll leave a link to this in the description box down below. As I mentioned earlier, I have a huge freebie that you can download. What I've done is, because I know social emotional learning is so important and I know the power of using picture books to teach these skills to students, I've pulled together over 180 picture book titles that you can use to teach the different SEL skills in your classroom. I've put them all together in a calendar to make it easy for you to use and reference throughout the year. They do not need to be done in any order. This is just the way that I laid them out, but you can download all the different calendars. I'll leave a link in the description box down below. You'll see that each calendar is broken up into one of the competencies and all of the strands that go underneath it. For example, relationships. First one is friendship skills, and I've given you 5 different titles of books that you can use to talk about friendship skills with your students. I know that this will be a really helpful tool for you to use in your classroom, so I make sure that you grab it in the description box down below. I'll leave a link for you. Then hit the like button on this video so that I know that it was helpful for you. I hope that you'll be able to use some of these books in your classroom for International SEL Day or any day of the year. Any day is great for talking about social emotional learning skills with your students. The more we talk about it, the better they're going to be at understanding their own feelings and emotions and being able to express those to others. Such a huge difference for our students. If this video was helpful for you, make sure you give it a thumbs up and then hit that red subscribe button down below, because I will be back on Sunday night with more read aloud tips and book ideas that you can bring into your classroom. Have a great week. And an amazing drum.